Hello, everybody. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. Thanks for checking in with my talk. I'm here today to present Splinterlands, and it's our game. I'm one of the founders of the company. I go by Aggroed. My legal name is Blair Reich, but typically people will call me Aggroed or Aggie. So, like I said, I'm one of the founders, and along with me is one of my co-founders. He's Matt Rosen, and his gamer handle is Matt. And I handle a lot of the sales and the marketing and really even like the beginning of the design process for games. And Matt does a lot of the economy design. He's done an enormous amount of development. He leads a lot of like the product, and he was formerly CTO, recently moved to Chief Product Officer, and really helped shape what the products that our company create look like. So I want to talk to you about the formation of our game, but the story is just a little bit odd because it starts actually at realizing that there's way too much war in this country and really in this world. There's just war everywhere. You can't turn around without seeing just horrific things that are happening to other human beings, and it's tragic to me. It's horrible to me. And so I look around and I see war, and along with that, I see poverty. Just massive poverty, people living on the streets. These are like, we live in America, one of the most prosperous countries in the world, and yet, you look down the streets of any major city and you see just abject poverty, and it's wrong. Why are so many people so unable to function in this society? What have we done to them, or how have we made it so that it's so impossible to just live out even like the basic dream of, I want a little space to call my own and some food and shelter. Why is that so hard? And worse yet, there's like this whole surveillance system that's around us. And it's creepy and it's scary to me of like, why is there some agency that might not even be like native to my country that is constantly watching every single aspect of my life and what I'm doing? Like, how is that good for us? Like that surveillance state it feels like it's encroaching on my civil liberties and my freedoms and my purpose as a man. So when I started thinking about those problems, I tried to start thinking through what are the antidotes to these? What is it that counters these feelings and the things that I'm experiencing? And the first one is peace. I mean, the antidote to war is peace. And, when I think about what's the antidote to poverty, I think it's abundance and it's prosperity. We are successful human beings, and we have enough, and we can share enough, and we can grow enough. And when I think about what is the antidote to that surveillance state, I think it's freedom. And it's us being able to experience freedom and not have to beg for permission, or not have some entity, foreign or domestic, tracking our every single move, but instead that we're able to live our lives without that sort of interference. And so as I went through life trying to figure out what are these problems that I'm seeing, and what are these things that are driving me nuts, that are pulling at my heart, I came to crypto. And with crypto, it's amazing how many of these problems it solves. With cryptocurrencies, it's so easy to do international business. And one of the things about business is that it makes you less likely to want to kill your customers. If you're relying on these other people and the trade that you have with them, you don't want to cause them harm. You want to help them. And so I think cryptocurrencies have this great and unique feature that the way that they sort of make trade easier, they make peace more possible. And so then you get into, well, okay, great, but how does that help poverty? Well, I've witnessed a lot of people that have experienced enormous wealth creation by participating in cryptocurrencies. I mean, sure, you can just be nuts and wager your entire life fortune on the next dumb coin that comes out. But that's not really what I'm talking about. I mean, like the people that are forming real businesses and real projects and selling their NFTs and putting their ideas and their time out there, there's like a whole economy that's blossomed, and it's trillions of dollars that we've created it just in like a decade. And it's these people that are interacting with each other. And I think it does a lot. I've certainly heard a lot of stories about how their people's involvement in crypto have enabled them to get out of poverty. Okay, well, what about freedom? So I actually think that the blockchain is one of the most powerful tools for freedom that's ever been created. I mean, imagine freedom of speech. You put your words on a blockchain, and that blockchain is across so many different servers in so many different countries. You can't stop it. You can't stop somebody's voice. You can't shut down one server and have that voice go away. That's freedom of speech. And if you want to go send money halfway around the world, you can do it, and you can do it in seconds. And you don't have to beg the bank, please, sir, please, bank, let me have my money, sir, please, let me spend my money the way that I'd like to. There's none of that. You just send the money because you own the keys. That's your property, and nobody else stands between you and your ability to issue it, move it, trade it, do whatever. You're in control, and that's really economic freedom. So when I saw the world, I said there's too much war, there's too much poverty, and there's too much of a surveillance state. And this crypto tool is amazing because it really seems to help foster peace, prosperity, and freedom. But then when I got into blockchain, I was like, man, this thing is really complicated. So what we actually need is some sort of like super highway for all this. How do we get people into cryptocurrencies? How do we get them doing what we want them to be doing, which is like engaging in commerce? How do we get them to experience that wealth formation? I like high finance apps. I like trading, and I think that there's value to those. But I just don't see that as like truly mainstream activities. The mainstream activities to me are gaming. You get home from your long day of work, and all you want to do is you just want to sit down and play a couple games. And imagine if those games that we could just come home, sit down, and relax into were cryptocurrency based. So they're part of this play to earn genre where, the time that you spend relaxing is also time that you spend earning. And the money that you put into the game isn't just gone like it's entertainment. You go to the movies and you spend your money, and that money is gone. You never get it back. But with cryptocurrency in particular, play to earn games, you come in, you buy something to be able to play, but it's something that you own and you can trade and you can participate with. And so when I looked around and we started our company back in 2018, we said, here are all these problems. And cryptocurrency really seems like the best solution. But in order to get it into the hands of many, many people, I think we have to go through gaming. And that's really what started us down this path of going down and creating Splinterlands. So Splinterlands is a trading card game, and it's built on a blockchain, and that enables us to play anytime, to trade anytime, and earn every win. So when we go to the shop, you can see that we have card packs that are for sale. And so you can, we've sold millions of packs. We're in our 6th card edition. And, we do things like there's airdrops and there's staking. And those aren't terms that you normally think of with games. But what we're doing is we're combining parts of decentralized finance or DeFi, and we're combining that with gaming, and we're combining that with NFTs, and it's helping us to make really compelling games with rich economies, and then we build communities around that. So what you do is you'll come into this game or you'll come into this experience. You can take one of these card packs, you can put it into the Monowell, and you'll open this up, and inside of this you'll see what cards you get. So you get all these different cards, and so here's a rare card that I got, a little portal spinner. Here's another rare card that I got, and this looks like an epic. So this is a halfway decent pack. And so this is how I start building up my collection, right? My collection is coming out of the cards that I picked, or the cards that I drew. So then what I can do is kind of go into the market, and I can either buy or sell these cards. So if I'm looking just at the current edition of cards, these are them. So hopefully you can see that they're actually pretty affordable cards. You know, these things are at most at current edition. This is our live edition. You know, the most expensive card is $113. There are gold foil equivalents of these. So these are much rarer. So you can find $400 and $370 cards in a pack, but you know, that's a little bit rarer. Most of what we have in here are fairly inexpensive cards that people can participate with. And so one of the things about us spreading peace, prosperity, and freedom is that we want it to be available for everybody. So like here, you can get started, and some of these cards are 9 cents, you know, 10 cents, 12 cents. You know, you don't have to already be a millionaire to come and participate with us. All right, so then one of the things that happens is you get all these cards, whether you're buying them whether you're buying them on the market or you're getting them through packs and you're opening them. So you get all these cards. And one of the things that we do in our game is we allow players to combine duplicate cards. So in like a physical game, it doesn't make any sense to sit there and like staple these cards together. Like it's nonsense. You wouldn't even want to harm your cards like that, or, you know, it makes no sense. But in a digital game, we can combine these cards. And so in this case, this is the Exploding Dwarf, and it takes 505 of the cards to get to max level. And so as you are combining more and more cards, the melee attack goes up, the speed goes up. This monster, the armor and health stay the same, but now you're getting all these new abilities. And so what this does is it helps you get higher and higher in the ranking system. And what we've done, you know, it's a general guideline, but when you double your rank, you octuple your rewards. So let me say that again. When you double your rank, so you fight a match, and when you fight that match, your rank goes up. When you double your rank, you octuple the rewards that you're earning. And so there's lots of incentive to go buy these cards, to combine these cards, and to battle with these cards, because there's literally money that's up for grabs. And so we have seasons and we have quests. So every single day you'll come in and you'll complete your daily quest. The season is typically 14 days long, so every 2 weeks there's a new season. On top of that, there's tournaments. So we've given away something like $5 million in tournament prizes, and we're toying around with some new tournaments. But you can see here's a tournament for $12,000, and this is something that, you know, repeats weekly or bi-weekly. So there's plenty of money and opportunity for players who want to get involved in this game to start earning through playing. And this number of what's upcoming, you know, we're trying out this new tournament system, so we only have a couple tournaments that are posted, but you know, in any given week or every, you know, it's somewhere between like $500,000 and $1 million just through the tournament system that we're typically giving out, you know, every week or two. All right, so then there's this whole system of guilds, right? So I don't even know how many guilds we have anymore, but it's a lot. Yeah, we're into, you know, there's probably over 1,300 guilds that are part of this now. And you know, those guilds can hold different numbers of people. At the high end, they can hold 30 people. And you know, you have guild buildings and you own those guild buildings, and you can improve those guild buildings. And as you improve them, you know, there's different benefits that happen for you guys. And you know, it's like this whole social structure too, because the things that I think people really care about as being part of this economy or being part of this ecosystem is basically the community, the game mechanics, and the economy. You know, how do I interact with my fellow man? How do I play this game, and who am I playing with? That's a big part of this. Then you also have questions like, you know, I want to play like a really rich and engaging game. So, you know, maybe I should share just a little bit about how that works. But here are some of the battles. And in any given battle, the way that this works, there's different rule sets. So this rule set is Fog of War. And then there's mana caps. Like how much mana can I spend on any given card or team? This number will change. And then what splinters or teams can I use to pull cards from? So every single match, there's a different set of combinations. And now this one is armored up, and it's keep your distance. Now it's 44 instead of 42, and only 2 of those splinters are active. And then you get down here, and it's like, oh, target practice. All ranged and magic attack monsters have the snipe ability. There's equalizer, so the initial health of all monsters is equal to that of the monster on either team with the highest based health. Now it's 38 as a mana cap, and 3 of these teams are allowed. And you'll notice that you're getting different amounts of dark energy crystals that you can win. As the winner of a match, you're getting different amounts. And so, to me, this game stays rich and fun because when I'm battling my opponent, there's a different rule set every time. And because of that different rule set, there's not like one card you have to own. There's like, I don't know, 500 plus rule combinations. One set of cards isn't powerful in every single rule set. And so you have to have this broad mix of cards of different types. You don't just spam the same team. It's like this whole strategy game. And so, the players really seem to care about the community, the game, and then the economy. And part of that economy is figuring out, am I able to earn across the entire spectrum? Am I able to participate across the entire spectrum? Is this game only for whales? Does it just give everything away for free? And that's kind of what we built here is an entire system for gaming. And within that system, the questions are, how do I participate? How do I find community members? How do I grow my value? How do I earn income by playing this game? And I think we've done a good job of answering those questions. It takes a sec to get used to this game because it is complicated and it is fairly new. But once you get the hang of it, we'll just have people that spend so much time in here. I go into like the leaderboard and you'll see that, this is in bronze, and you can see that over the last week or so, players are putting in 200, 300 matches. The matches here are pretty quick. They're like, 2 to 3 minute matches. But, people will play over and over again. And it's not just to like grind out a living. It's because they really like playing this game. So you can see that people will play hundreds of matches per week. And, when you get into Diamond 2, you see a range that it's like a couple hundred matches that these guys are playing. And they get hooked and they play a lot and they get to know their fellow gamer, and there's a nice community and they're earning the whole way through. And so that to me is kind of the dream that we're able to build a game, and in that game you're able to earn money, and you are able to participate in a community, and you're able to entertain yourself and have fun, learn a new game, learn like new ways of interacting. And a lot of this stuff, when you start, like the blockchain pieces, it just feels like a game. You have your dark energy crystals, and you have over here your splinter shards, and there's like airdrops, and there's ways that this whole ecosystem can reward you. So here I'm earning our governance token. I'm earning governance token simply for having cards and for holding dark energy crystals. They're providing it in liquidity pools. I'm earning it for that. And then over here, I'm getting staked more of those governance tokens because I've staked them, and there's rewards for staking. So again, there's like a whole combination of decentralized finance into this game. But when you start and you're just kind of trying to get into this, what you see first is just like, oh, there's dark energy crystals, and there's credits, and there's splinter shards, and you just get into like this. It just feels like a video game. It's not like, hey, you're gonna start DeFi on day one and you're gonna become a degen overnight. It's just, that stuff is too hard. And we wanted to make this so that it's like a nice, easy way to get into the ecosystem, start playing, start earning, and start having access to the tools in a game that can honestly be life-changing. So it is my hope that you'll come join us. It's my hope that you'll participate in our game. It's my hope that you'll contribute to our economy, our community, and even to the game itself. So I would welcome you. The game is at splinterlands.com. We hang out a lot in Discord, which is just at discord.splinterlands.com. And you can also find us in Telegram at Splinterlands HQ. So thanks everybody. Thanks for being here, and thanks for checking out our game. And I hope to see you in our community, in our economy, in our game soon. Thanks everybody. Bye.